both of our channels wouldn't exist without Sanderson.
He will become the next Stan Lee. Like, I think he's going to be that big, especially once he gets adaptations out there.
If you're watching this video, it's for you. That's kind of just all you need to know. Like, if you're interested in any of the videos from either of our channels, this is the convention for you.
You know what you could ever dream of.
You know what's the real sad thing is we're talking about this event and like upselling it of like, hey, you should totally go.
Oh,
but
yeah,
all the tickets sold out in about 40 minutes.
Welcome back, everybody, to another Two to Ramble episode. I'm one of your hosts, Austin.
And I'm your other host, Richard.
We have a special episode talking Dragonsteel with some of our other favorite Cosmere fans. Next Chapter, Jaden and Marty from the Next Chapter YouTube channel, BookTube channel. Welcome, guys, to the show.
Thank you. It is an absolute honor to be here. And I'll be honest, we're talking Dragonsteel. We thought the biggest honor of the end of the year was going to be going to Dragonsteel. Turns out it's joining Two to Ramble on their channel.
Huge. We've been dreaming about this from the beginning.
You're glazing us too much,
Oh
guys.
my God, you guys are such simps. Oh, as we simp for Sanderson, because I think we all have this thing in common. The reason we're all talking about this, both of our channels wouldn't exist without Sanderson.
100%.
Yep. Both of our first videos was The Way of Kings, basically.
Oh my gosh. I was watching your first video the other day. Confession, we didn't know about your channel when we first started. Even though we have so many similarities, we didn't know about your channel when we first started. But your very first video looks eerily similar to ours. You have a little green plant with the book in the middle. Like
it's still there.
We're even sitting in the same couches and everything. It's so funny, dude.
And Marty, you got the look, laptop to laptop. Yep. You're the laptop guy. Jaden and Rich, I assume like Jaden does kind of the tech stuff a little bit more.
Oh, for sure.
That's what Rich is here for. So it's uncanny.
That's crazy.
We had to. I guess if people don't know, if they're just hopping into this video, Dragonsteel Nexus 2024 is Sanderson's event where he's releasing Wind of Truth, Book 5 of the Stormlight Archive. We're not going to really spoil the books here. There's going to be, I'll have one spoiler warning thing at the very end of this video. I want to ask you both, but we're going to catch up people on what's going on here and really allow you guys to both and all of us to kind of gush about what this is and why it's so important. So, and to hopefully give some cool information to people too, because you both and us, Rich and I, are going to be panelists at the convention as well, which is super cool.
Yeah. And
I guess to start off strong, do you guys want to say what panels you'll be at so the people who follow you, and then also we can show up and get some tickets to what you're doing?
Well, I have to say this is the announcement video then, because we have not posted this on our channel. So you guys get the raw. This is where you heard it first.
Yes.
But we will be on two panels. So Next Chapter, if you want to see us, you want to see our content, one on Friday and one on Saturday. Friday, we're going to be on at, I think, and I want to get this 100% right, 3:30 p.m. in the Lumar Hall. And we're going to be talking Cosmere 101.
Yep. And then the second one will be on debating the reading order of the books. And I think this one's going to be called The Biggest FAQ.
Yeah.
Is that finalized? That title was kind of like, I think
it's
kind of up in the air.
So we're not 100% on that.
But that one will be on Saturday, December 7th at 2 p.m. in the Nalthus room.
I can't believe how fast this is coming up. So if you guys want to see us, we'll be there. We'll be ready to go. And we're excited about those panels.
And we will not be the only panelists there. There will be other cooler YouTubers there as well. So check it out. We're really excited about it.
It's not just going to be you two on the stage talking about it. It's going to be a whole host of people.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a few others there. I think we'll let them make their announcement of which ones they're on.
But you'll want to come.
You'll want to be there. There's some cool people coming. So
how cool is that starting this YouTube channel and loving Sanderson, now you get to actually be panelists at a Sanderson event?
That honestly, that was our number one stated goal. We mentioned it at like maybe our first few episodes. We're like, the coolest thing ever would be to be a panelist at this year's Dragonsteel. And like they emailed us originally, I think back in, was it June?
Yeah, we were
freaked out.
We were blown away because we were actually preparing to apply, and we mentioned it in one of our videos, like, hey, like, we're really interested. We kind of expressed to each other. We were talking about Dragonsteel. And then I think Katie Ives reached out to us before we even applied. And she's like, hey, you guys should apply. We'd love to have you. And so we were completely
crazy.
Blown away.
Our channel at that point, I think, only had like 750 subscribers, maybe 800.
Yeah.
And we were shocked. I mean, we're growing slowly, but it's insane how that can just happen. Opportunities present themselves, and we are beyond excited to be there.
Hell yeah. It's similar. You know our story, Rich, of how it happened too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically very, very similar. We were freaking out over buying tickets to the panel. We got it. We were there day one trying to just rapid refresh to pick up those tickets. And then we're like, oh, maybe we should apply. It'd be cool. And we just got an email saying someone thought it would be, someone like commented on a YouTube video pretty early on to their announcements and said, hey, you guys should have 2 to ramble on.
Shout out to you Ramblers, because that's the only reason they reached out to us, was because somebody recommended, like, hey, have these guys on. And our panels, Rich, I'll announce the first, you announce the second?
Sure.
Okay. The first one we have is Unique Magic Systems panel, which will be Friday from 4 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. By the way, we'll have links to our panels, to their panels, also the next chapter, Jaden Marty's channel, all below. So if you guys want to see more information on this, and that is Unique Magic Systems panel in Scadrial, room 155. And that is, I know you guys mentioned you're on with a bunch of booktubers. We feel a bit daunting because we're talking, like, other authors are on the panel that actually know and can create magic systems. So we're we are the 2 buffoons who are going to go,
actually, you guys are wrong. You may have done it, but we've critiqued them.
You know why I'm really, what's a little awkward too? This is breaking news for everybody. So Rich and I, back as the channel, we stay very honest with our book reviews. We do not cut corners. We are super honest. One of the authors on the panel with us, God bless his soul, I can't wait to talk to him. We trashed his book on our review. We did not like his book. All credit to him. Probably a great guy, but I remember we were so mean. It's actually
also, we were mean specifically about his magic system.
Are you able to share the authors?
Yes, absolutely. Because I want to give him credit. Like, he's probably a great guy. We can't wait to talk to him. Mm-hmm. But it's called 1,000 Deaths of Ardor Ben is the book, and
where do I have it on the back?
It's somewhere behind us.
Is it there or behind me?
Oh, it might be over there.
Comment if you see it.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
You found it.
Well, shout out, people! Please go get this book. Even though we gave it a bad review, the guy's probably great. I can't wait to talk to him, and it's going to be such a cool full circle moment to see, like, we reviewed this and we get to chat with him, and it'll be fun banter to be like, hey, sorry that we plummeted your book sales, but that's just a bit of the tension going on behind the scenes, just for those to know.
Yeah.
So,
shout out Tyler Whitesides. Yeah,
we actually did the same thing. With
I was going to say that too.
The book Murtag, it's in the Aragon series. We read it. Like, we absolutely trashed it because we love the original ones, and now it's like the #1 book, and we're convinced that Christopher Paolini, if he sees us, is going to hate us.
It's one of the top videos in that, like, Murtag review, and we're like, oh man, I hope he doesn't recognize us because we love the Inherited series.
Yeah,
but it's like,
still want his signature.
But I don't know how that interaction's going to go, but we'll go for it.
Well, if it's at any way hopeful, like, to give another like a side tangent story about it is. We both read the Kings of the Wild, and you more than me, but our thumbnail of it was mid. But we're like, it's fine. It has some positive qualities, but we were not really positive about the book overall. We weren't super hyped about it. And he reached out to us and said, like, hey, would love to come on and talk about it. Like, great review, great video. Love to talk to you. And
it was so fun.
It was a great time talking with him.
Wow.
So he took it really well. He, has tough skin. He knows, hey, not every book's for everybody. It was wonderful.
That makes
talking
sense.
with him about it.
The authors kind of have to be that way, It's like, you got to be ready to say, I'm putting this out there. I'm accepting the fact that reviews aren't all going to be positive.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys meet Paulini. That could be a real cool thing. So
Well, we would like to vlog that experience to be like, hey,
you guys should have told because we're gonna see you guys there. And if I see Paulini at all, I'm gonna be like, hey,
I see those guys.
Well, and this is probably not the time to discuss this, but like we've low key thought it would be so cool to get together with like a bunch of booktubers and get together a group of people to just meet everyone, get a good cool social thing going on.
So many people are going to be there. It's going to be like, I don't know. It feels like the event of the year, even though Sanderson's such a specific niche. All of the booktubers have a sense of Sanderson. They've all talked about it, talk about the magic system, talk about even like the audience or the people that love Sanderson. Everyone's touched on it. So it feels like we're all condescending or descending upon, I shouldn't say, descending upon Salt Lake City for this one moment.
Yeah, and I know we have Bookborn and her husband are going, who's an author, are going. We have Talking Story with John and Jacob are going.
We're gonna meet. I'm sharing a cigar with them as well. That was already planned months ago. Yes. You're welcome to join us for that cigar. I don't know if you guys are cigar smokers, but
not cigar smokers, but I'd go hang out with y'all.
I'm in the same boat. Jaden, please tell me you cigar smokes. So you're like Rich, and I'm like Marty. Is it? Are you
Rich is going to be the only one today.
Ah, darn.
We're not identical.
Wow. Yeah. But do you want to announce the second panel? Then we can get into more information about this. Yeah.
I don't know the location. You're gonna have to help me.
I got you.
But we're also doing a panel on world building. So that's the big title.
Yeah,
that's all about exactly. That's what your ratings are all about too. Like you guys all talk about the world building and everything too. It's perfect.
Oh yeah. No, this is for us.
It is. This is in Nalthus, room 255. This is Saturday, 9 to 10 p.m. And yeah, it's a late one, and I still don't know. Since I lost a bet against Rich, I still don't know which day. Oh, do you guys know about this? I think we should announce to the audience, anyways, who hasn't.
This is
heard.
Also our big news. It was announced in our live stream.
I love it.
But this is also important. To give people context, last month of whenever this was recording, so the month of October, we had a bet that if I could reread all of Stormlight that is currently out, including the secret novels and the
Edge
Dancer and Dawn Shard.
Well, no, just Dawn Shard. Yeah,
just Dawn Shard. That if I was able to do that, Austin here would go to the panel dressed as Syl
to the panel
archive
to the panel,
blue paint, flowing dress and wig, everything. And if I failed, I would go as Shalon from Stormlight Archive.
I will be at that panel.
Someone.
Let me clarify. Is the bet just at the panel? Is that the bet?
You originally said you'd wear it at the panel.
That's the bet. Oh, I was wondering, is it the whole day or is it just panel?
Up to you. Panel's enough.
I'm cool. Panel's enough. That's great because I don't want to be so uncomfortable in a dress all day. I'll take that. I'm happy now.
I just want it in front of as many people as possible.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, I'll do it at the panel.
That's acceptable.
Great. This is great. Okay, I don't have to sit in a dress all day. That's a lot better.
No. But you are going to be walking around the place a little bit in the dress. Yep. That does have to happen.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of walking around.
I'll take plenty of pictures of people. Don't worry. Yeah.
This sounds like the perfect finale for Dragonsteel. Like something you can't miss.
Everyone has to be there.
Now that's the question. Are you going to do it for the first or the second panel?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the first, just so
most people, it'd be the most fun.
Well, our first panel we have, the room can fit over 2,000 people. I don't now that doesn't mean all those people are going to show up,
especially since at that same time Sanderson's doing a live recording of his podcast.
Yeah.
So
the Intentionally Blank podcast.
Yeah. It's going at the same time. So how full is ours going to be?
Yeah.
I don't know. But also our final panel is not going to be as big as that.
Yes.
Those are actually at the same time. Well, so if you're going to do it, I would recommend doing it the second one because we won't be able to come to the first one because we're paneling at the same time.
I'll keep that in mind. It's at 9 o'clock too, so maybe people are a little tired and they accept it.
No. You're doing it on the
I don't know. Maybe I'll do it on the second. I like that, Jaden. I like that a lot.
You can meet him before the panel or after the panel.
One sounds
You'll
really
see him in the dress. It's okay.
If I can ask your commenters something, I'm curious to hear if there's like a disparity or some sort of normal distribution for the days people are actually going to go. It's 3 days, but you got to consider a lot of people have to be working or busy or anything for Thursday and Friday. Maybe
You don't think everyone's taking off of work for this? I'm taking off work for this.
It can't be that everyone's taking off of work. People have to be like coming early or leaving early, whatever. But I'm curious if everyone's going Saturday or if everyone's going all 3 days. That's what I want to know. I'll keep an eye on the comments.
Let us know in the comments, because it's Thursday through Saturday, correct?
Yep.
I guess we should have.
Saturday.
Yeah, December 5th through 7th, and it's from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Long
Doors
days.
open and close. Yes, and long days, and it says depending on programming can go later than 10 p.m. Sometimes 12 p.m. So it's going to be absolutely
depends on their panel. If their panel goes long, we're all staying. That's what they're saying. They're keeping it open as long as they need to.
They were very specific in the instructions for paneling because Katie and Gwen were great with organizing this whole thing. They're very specific of like, hey, they didn't use this word, but this is how I read it. Don't ramble on. Let other people talk. So I feel very targeted by
a little bit.
Yeah.
I understandably.
Oh, completely.
It's in our name.
Yes, very much so. So that, and remind me toward the end of this episode where there's another bet. Rich and I need your guys' help deciding on what. So it'll be a spoiler warning. Will be very end of this episode. There's a bet that Rich and I have about the book. We want your guys' help. We don't
know
decide
the terms.
Okay.
We don't know what the punishment is going to be yet, so we still have to decide it.
And we would love if you guys could help us with that. So
I'm excited to hear it. You guys have intense punishments, by the way. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah, I genuinely did not think you'd come close to finishing all those books.
I was a reading demon. Yeah. So like the story of it was originally just supposed to be the just the original Stormlight books. But then I was like, hey, I'm going to try out graphic audio because it's different, new, fun way to do it, but found out it's much shorter. Than
like 50, 60 hours shorter.
It was 30 hours.
Oh, was it 30?
It was 30 hours less than regular Stormlight Archive. So I added on to the bet of, okay, I'll read the other secret project, 3 secret project books to even out the time.
So it goes
fair.
to that. Yeah.
Are you increasing the speed of the graphic audio that you're listening to? Or are you listening to on normal speed?
Oh, I was listening to graphic audio at 1.75 speed.
Okay, this was a debate. We did a whole episode on graphic audio, and Jaden could not stand. We did White Sands with graphic audio.
Do it. I cannot.
He absolutely hated it, and I think part of it was that it was on 2 times speed.
I will take that opinion. I will die on that hill. Graphic audio is probably my least of all the methods to ingest a book.
Why is that?
I really enjoyed it.
I thought it was great. I loved it, but Jaden
tried. I tried at 2 times speed because on regular Michael Kramer, I listened to it about 2.2 times speed. That's my speed of a regular book.
Yes.
I tried doing that for graphic audio and just couldn't. So I lowered it all the way down to 1.75, and it was really enjoyable. In addition, the app that I use allows me to change the pitch. So I lowered the pitch down so it was so it wasn't super high pitched. So it was adjusted normally.
What app is that?
I have to know what app that is.
Do you have Apple or Android?
Apple.
Oh, I have an Android, which is smart audiobook player. So
okay,
third party.
I'm gonna have.
Do they not have that for Apple?
No, unfortunately.
What?
I'm trying to figure out an alternative for.
It can't be that hard to build.
Well.
So you couldn't buy the book through Audible or anything, and then how does that work?
I bought it on Graphic Audio's website. So we talked about it before a little bit on DRM and a little bit about Amazon and how they treat consumers.
I can't stand it.
I'm firm on whatever I buy an audiobook, I strip the DRM from it.
Actually
and
owning
store a local copy. And so I have a terabyte SSD in my phone, and I store all of my audiobooks locally onto the device. And so that's why I use the app I use.
That's next level.
That's really cool.
I go hard in the paint on my I pay for every book. I don't pirate my books. But when I buy them, they're mine.
Exactly. It's not like a long-term rental on Amazon's service where at any point you never really know.
Yeah, you're not going to get any of that Star Wars crap where they've changed how the different scenes and filmed it different ways every time, and you're going to get the original book the way you originally listened to it. And
well, there's a fun side tangent of on Audible, The Martian. So there was a story. So The Martian's audiobook had the original one had a deleted chapters at the very end. It had about two chapters that were deleted from the book, but they were added on to the audiobook.
Uh-huh.
And eventually, over some update, that was cut from the audiobook. It was just the regular audiobook version.
No way.
And basically the people were going, hey, I remember there was deleted chapters. Where is it? So they emailed the author, Andy Weir, and said, hey, do you have this? Because it's not in the physical. It's not in the audiobook anymore. Where is it? I said, I don't know. I have no idea where it is. Like that Word document's gone. No clue.
And so you had it and sent it to him.
Thankfully, Reddit came through. They had an old bootlegged copy. Someone did basically what I did and downloaded an original version from Audible because it was an Audible exclusive at the time and saved it.
Yeah.
But no, Audible basically you bought the book and now it's a different version and people are like,
crazy.
Where is it?
Oh,
where are those chapters? So anyway,
wow.
Side tangent of.
I mean, all of this does come to Sanderson because a lot of we've had so many videos where we're talking about why Sanderson's the GOAT. We've reviewed so many of his Mistborn, Stormlight, all the stuff. And one of the things he did with Audible, I'm sure you guys are up to date on that as well. Yep. Sanderson making it more accessible to more authors, and their current deal on Audible is if you're exclusive with them, authors get paid 40%. If you're non-exclusive, you get 25%. Crazy. Sanderson release some of the secret projects on not Audible exclusive. He did a lot to negotiate with Amazon, him being this big author. He does so much for the space. So I think for you guys, I guess the love for Sanderson, where it's not just is he pumping out books and that we love, but he's given writing advice. He is just on top of the community, updating fans. Like, what do you guys love about the man so much? Is it outside of his books as well?
He's an incredible businessman.
Dang,
I love the way that he structures his day for his he works in the middle of the night because those are his most effective hours. That's really cool with that. Talks about the accounting of things. I'm an accountant at heart. That's what I do for my day job. But that comes from his mom. If you listen to him, his mom was an accountant growing up. And so he learned a lot about business and everything. But I just love how he's taking all of it, almost the George Lucas approach of saying, we're not only going to turn the Cosmere into books and everything, but we're going to start putting merchandise out there for everyone to have and really just embrace this thing on another level. Because of his business sense, I'm going to call it right now, and I've called it on our channel, he will become the next Stan Lee. I think he's going to be that big, especially once he gets adaptations out there. He just knows how to take his brand and run with it like a businessman.
He maximizes it in a big way. I think that my addition would be that he takes his whole platform that seriously. He knows that he has an audience and he knows that he has the eyeballs, and he uses it for things like Audible, where he's like, I have a commanding presence in this space and I have the ability to not that it's intense as strong arming these companies, but basically saying look, you're not treating all these indie authors properly and they can't do anything about it, but I can. I'm going to go in and say not only am I going to make a sweet, awesome deal for myself. I think in his article, he mentions Amazon was constantly sending reps out to talk to him, to come to Dragonsteel, they're coming to him. And he's like, well, no other author is getting that kind of treatment. No indie author that write their first book and they're trying to get it out there is going to get a sweet deal from Amazon. They're just going to try and take advantage of him. So he's putting himself out there for those indie authors. I think that's fantastic.
I also have to add, I low-key watch his Intentionally Blank episodes just for his little pieces of wisdom for business information. He throws it out there. He's like, I set goals for myself all the time. He's like, I have to write this many words before I can do something every single day, or sets different times. And they're just such good habits to being very effective in the things that you do. And he just knows, I just want to look at how I can do that in my own life. Anyways, I'm very
He's a legend.
He's a legend, man.
I gotta say, excessive pride can be, just a bad sin. But the proudest moment, I don't like to ever be proud. The only proud moment of my life, I think, was Jaden Marty a while ago came to us, and we were in an early call, and you guys had a set where you didn't have books behind you. You remember back in the set, and so Rich gave you guys the great advice of having books behind you to show that you're booktubers, right? And so that was awesome. But because you were mentioning you're looking for business advice from Sanderson, so in my head, I remember when we were talking at first, I said, you know what, Jaden Marty, you guys give me finance tech bro vibes with your current set. And it just turned out that your careers are finance on your side, right? And then tech bro. And it just the satisfaction of going, man, I'm such a good stereotyper. Like, oh, just you know that little.
I'm a great noticer. I notice things.
It was like, and then Rich gave you the actual needed advice. I was just like, oh wow,
yeah,
you nailed it.
I was cracking up so bad when you said that. You're like, you just have a finance tech bro thing. I'm like, you're not gonna believe this. I do finance for my job, and he does tech.
It was perfect. But I love going for those tidbits with Sanderson because obviously his writing advice as well with all of his lecture series, but he just dishes out wisdom. When you listen to people who've done it and know what they're doing, you got to respect it.
His background is both a good businessman and a very creative author.
Yeah.
It comes across, he can actually give you practical advice where a lot of very creative authors, I don't think, give the best advice when it comes just, just speak your truth. Like, okay, what does that mean? That's not, what do you mean? Speak your truth. That's, maybe it's correct, but it's not really helpful. So Sanderson gives very practical advice that is really appreciative, but
really actionable,
him as a businessman
right?
is...
Like it's so actionable. Like he'll say like, he's like, listen, I think it took him like 10 books that he published before
13.
It was 13. Yeah. Even higher than that. He's like, so he tells people, if you want to be an author, you have to write a lot of books. And that's the key. And so your goal should be write more books. And you can set goals for that. Just like, okay, keep releasing. You'll get better at that. Like, I love that. I think it's great. He's very good at giving specific goals and advice.
I'm obsessed with the man. So he was 13 books, and as he was pitching them out there, Elantris was his 6th book he wrote, but it took him 13 to actually write so he could get it to a form where he could actually get that 6th book published. And just stuff like that sticks in your head because it's practical, it's actionable. You're going, it's you can remember it and go, okay, I know his story, I know how he got there. Another way he got there was he was going to conventions. I think at one convention he went to, not obviously Dragonsteel didn't exist, but that's how he met his agent, and that's how he became a published author. So us going there,
we don't have books to show.
No.
Convention, but you know,
anybody there you go. You got time, right? Anybody who's listening in though, and that going for, people are going for fun, but just the ability to, hey, booktubers like Jaden Marty or other authors, and so the amount of cool people will be able to meet is off the charts. So a bunch of fans of the Cosmere, of Stormlight, of Sanderson himself, I just feel so cool because our patrons are getting a big Airbnb house where they're all just hanging out, and they got, I don't know, like a 10-room mansion. I don't know what they did, but they just got,
there's quite literally going to be the Rambler house.
Yeah.
For Dragonsteel.
It is sick. And so a lot of people, our viewers, and that have just built up this community and are now actually doing some cool stuff in life. It's just, This is the event of the year, so we're just stoked.
You mentioned like the indie authors thing. I think that was something that I was noticing too when I was looking through like the exhibitors and what's going to happen. He set aside like a serious chunk of space for indie authors to present, to like just have a booth, have an opening, to like, and he's not like, oh, this is all my stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that's all Cosmere and all the panels and everything, but he does such a good job of like having other authors on panels and giving them opportunities to showcase their stuff, which is like, I just think it's so cool that he's opening it up to say, like, I am running this convention, and obviously my stuff is so popular. All of these readers and booktubers and other authors are going to be there, giving them a moment to like present their stuff. So cool. Very cool.
Well, what are you guys' favorites exhibitors coming on there? Because there's a list of hundreds maybe?
Okay, I looked through the whole list.
Wow.
I know. I was prepared. But
you read?
But one of the things that I was shocked about, the biggest exhibitor. Do you have a guess?
No, I do not have a guess. I haven't looked through the list, so like I can't give a guess.
So the biggest exhibitor with the most floor space is the BYU store.
What?
And so
in the
one
world?
thing you may not know about us is that Marty and I are both alumni of BYU. And if you have a chance, and if you don't, you should give yourself a chance. You have to go and try cookies and cream milk and a cougar tail, which is just a maple bar donut. But it's done so well. This is like a piece of our culture that we're sharing with the community. And it's fantastic that I want to make sure everyone participates.
And you'll get a taste of what Sanderson was, right? So he came from BYU as well. He's actually a professor at BYU, and he teaches creative writing, which like...
Were you guys there when he taught?
I was. And I always thought like, man, I should go to his class. But his class is actually kept hidden. You have to like find what the class is. I think the professor name isn't listed, so it doesn't get overcrowded. And then you have to get in to it. So
you get lucky, basically.
Yeah, I think you have to get lucky. I think you can go in and listen too, but he doesn't go.
He does post a lot of them online though. If you weren't participating, you can listen to all that.
Yeah. But they're not very many classes because he doesn't go like too often because he's a professional author. But he just wanted to do that in the first place because he had a professor like that for him at BYU that taught him how to get to the next level. And he understands. He's like, listen. You, like we were talking before, you kind of have to have a mentor or networking or someone to like talk with, like, how do I get there? And he wants to be there for the next authors. And that's actually how Brian McClellan is one of the people who took his classes as well. And that he's starting the next generation of authors. So cool. So cool.
I'm more here for the BYU treats. So don't miss the treats.
That's right.
Is that the exhibit you're most excited for? You got your alum,
it's
you got your school
right
there?
up there. Honestly, I go to a lot of like the BYU sports games. We live relatively close. It's just, a ways that way. And I partake in quite a few of those cougar tails.
Okay. You don't understand. A cougar tail is like a foot long. It's a donut that is large. A foot long. It's a maple donut. It is freaking good.
It's absolutely
This is supposed to be consumed by one person?
I consume it on my own.
I mean, it's
probably not supposed to be consumed.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I more or less accidentally eat it by the end of the football game, but...
I think Austin would have a sugar attack. Like his body would break
high.
Down.
Yeah, it would be awesome.
It's a train. You train yourself to this. Like when you go there at BYU, you start with a little bit, and then you just kind of you get to the point where you can handle it. It takes 4 years.
Austin's body rejected the. We went to Crumble Cookie once, and he had an oatmeal raisin cookie, and his body nearly died. It was
my gosh.
Okay, you can have a little piece of it. You probably should.
I just haven't had. I haven't had added sugar in so long that I don't eat added sugar or dairy.
Wow.
I had added sugar and dairy to prep for this episode.
I wish, right?
You should see his diet. It's not
sad.
Yeah. But it works.
But sad.
But sad.
But
the results are there.
But I do love, here's the trick to a great diet. Just have midnight pasta.
Yeah, midnight pasta with no sauce. Just straight raw talking.
Nicole
pasta.
changed that. Don't worry.
Is there a reason for this? Is it like just trying to get super fit, or?
I just love pasta. The added sugar and dairy is more so just health, like just trying to stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm impressed. That's discipline.
Stronger than me. I'm addicted to sugar. I love candy and sugar. Like I have it's funny at work. I'll sit there, like someone will bring in cookies. And my coworkers will sit there with the cookie on their desk all freaking day. Mine is gone in half a second. I'm like, what are you? You're just sitting there with it right there. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I remember at one point there was you had a Toblerone bar on your desk and you left it there for like close to a year as just a form of discipline of like, I can't eat it. I know I used to like it, but I can't eat it.
Toblerone is one of my favorite candy ever.
But it was just there as like a discipline test on your desk.
Or I just bought a new one every day and you never noticed.
Yeah, it was one of those two.
You never know.
With your dairy allergy, I would have noticed.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's impressive stuff. If you have a chance and you want to at least smell the cougar tail, participate. It's going to be awesome. I was just shocked. It was the biggest exhibit, like the biggest one, floor plan wise.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
I didn't know that was going to be an exhibit. The only one I know about, I'm pretty sure Daniel Green's going to have his own exhibit too.
I was going to ask you about that.
I was going to check out.
Is it for like him as his channel, or is like him as an author? Do you think?
Probably both. I'm not sure. I'd have to look into it more, but he was one of the first YouTube booktubers that I watched. And so got to check out Daniel Green, like everyone, right? He's one of the it feels like OG fantasy guys.
Yeah.
But
we'll get him to sign something and we'll put it up on the shelf.
Yeah. I think it's for his books. I'm almost positive. I think because when I'm looking through the list here, I see a lot of authors, and there was Brian McClellan, Daniel Green will be there. Fonda Lee with Jade City is going to be there as an exhibitor, and just is she doing an event as well? I'm not sure if she's doing a speak. She must be doing a speaking event, but yeah, Fonda Lee will be there. A bunch of cool gaming companies. So there's an event with Magic the Gathering of how to play, and then they also have a lot of dice companies. Basically, how would you guys explain this convention? It's both books, RPG, gaming, obviously Cosmere, but in aggregate, you got food like the BYU store. Am I missing a category of stuff to expect here?
If you're watching this video, it's for you. That's kind of just all you need to know. Like if you're interested in any of the videos from either of our channels, this is the convention for you.
You know what you could ever dream of.
You know what's the real sad thing is we're talking about this event and like upselling it of like, hey, you should totally go.
Oh,
but
yeah,
all the tickets sold out in about 40 minutes.
It's that Toblerone bar. Like, here, you want it? Sorry, you can't have it.
So if you're listening to this and you don't have tickets, good luck.
Tell me how
time.
stressful it was to get those tickets for you guys.
Oh my god! Okay. What inspired us to be so dogmatic? Like we had to get it second it came out because a lot of people were thinking like, yeah, I'll get the tickets.
That was
day of. Yeah, and going like, like after work, I'll buy the tickets. It'll be fine. For some reason, we're like, we got it. Like the second it comes, we need to be refreshing the page when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we had that inclination because I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Inspired.
But it sold out in 40 minutes. The VIP tickets sold out in I think 15.
It would have sold out in I think 2 minutes if the site was working.
Yeah.
that because the site itself, when I think everybody who got a ticket had this panic attack where just you weren't allowed to click on the ticket and click buy. It just didn't let you. And Rich and I had both of our computers going up there trying to get the ticket.
Yeah,
and
I got the first VIP ticket of our two sets, and then we couldn't get the second VIP ticket. But then we read, or someone else told us that in the fine print of the shopping cart.
Well, I saw it because I think when you looked, it saves your checkout for 2 hours. So it says, okay, your ticket's reserved for 2 hours. So what we did, they released at noon. And so at 1:50, I go back and you go back to the site and we're waiting for that 2 hour mark to hit so that the people who didn't click purchase and had it saved for 2 hours, it goes back into the market. And so we're waiting when 2 o'clock hit. There was like one ticket that somebody didn't end up buying.
Unbelievable.
And we got it. And we got that VIP ticket. So we were able to snipe one that fell out of was returned back to the market. It was great.
Yeah, but we had a very similar experience. And it's funny too, because you guys were right on it. Me, I lived in Texas last year. And so for the last convention, I saw it happen. And I'm like, oh, okay, like it's going to sell out over time. They never sell out all the way. They're always opening up more tickets. It should be fine. And then I just so happened 40 minutes after it had opened for tickets, I texted Jaden. I'm like, we should probably get tickets. Do you want to get the VIP one or the general?
Is that today?
Like,
Let's think about it.
like we're just kind of talking about it. Little do we know, the general has been gone for half an hour, and the VIP's been gone for half an hour.
Yeah, we had no chance. I don't know what we were talking about.
The general was pretty much gone at that point too. I'm like, Jaden, they're gone. We started this whole channel to go to the convention, and we're not even going.
But you ended up getting them.
Jaden wrote a program, and I'll let you talk about that to make sure we got tickets. And so,
you guys were refreshing. My computer was refreshing for me, and it would announce in like voice. It would announce how many tickets were made available at any time and what type of tickets they were.
Every 5 seconds, it refreshed the website.
Oh my God.
And I had that running for almost a week.
Yeah.
So we were able to get a couple extra tickets for other people, but it's like, wow, man, it was crazy.
How many
I still have that
see?
tab open on my computer
because he never closes his tabs. It's ridiculous.
Okay. We all have our
How
vices.
much RAM do you have on your computer?
I know.
It's okay. It's a problem, but I'm working on it. Yeah, I just get a new computer whenever I run out.
How many tickets ran through the system were even available that were returned?
I would say total with that entire program running for a week, I saw just under 100.
Wow. And that was general tickets. He never saw VIP. So that's incredible that you guys got the
this
VIP.
Didn't start till the afternoon. So I missed that 2 hour power move. But it was crazy. I'm like, I never saw a VIP ticket. And literally under 100 were returned in that entire week. Literally every 5 seconds checking. There's no way I missed one. Like that's crazy to me.
Wow. And I mean, and is this bittersweet at all? I think the fact that we're panelists, we would have gotten an automatic ticket.
I know.
So
wait, What was that a thing?
Well, if you become they give you a ticket if you're a panelist.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They're not reimbursing
It's
us
been
for
crazy.
tickets. So.
No,
They're not reimbursing us.
Not reimbursing us
We were
either.
like
but-
praying that it was going to be that they were going to upgrade us to VIP. We're like, oh, if we can be panelists, then we can get like the real VIP ticket. And we're like, come on, and it's not turning out that way. It just goes to show, like, first of all, huge kudos to what they've been able to do with like the organization of this thing. It's been crazy stressful, I'm sure, for the Dragonsteel team. But honestly, we were so sad. It's like they only have to we have this many VIP tickets, and even though panelists are going to be there presenting, nothing we can do about it. VIP tickets are gone. Like, oh man.
But they were giving panelist tickets, like general tickets.
There
I
was some-
assume so.
He mentioned earlier that it was like he was giving out some of his personal tickets for those people who couldn't get tickets that had travel arrangements. It was similar with the panelists, at least from what I heard from their like Discord, where it was like, if you're a panelist and you didn't actually get a ticket at the launch, reach out to us and we'll make something work. It wasn't like a blanket. Everyone can have a ticket.
Part of me kind of wonders if like you didn't get a ticket, you wouldn't be able to be a panelist. I got a little fear
crazy.
inside of me.
Like just declined. Yeah, sorry.
Like Fonda Lee is like, yeah, I wasn't spamming the refresh button on launch. Sorry, can't go.
Yeah, you won't be there.
Finally gets her a special ticket. Yeah. I do know that Bookborn, because she's close to the community there too. I think they gave her a ticket. Other people, I'm sure there's people, people outside the Ramblers and the next chapters that got the tickets. Yeah.
We gotta level up. We gotta get up here, and then next year they'll be reaching out to us.
Honestly, you guys are probably already there. They're probably already reaching out to you about next year.
Not yet.
No, but also, I don't think we can afford those tickets and housing again.
Also, we'll see how Austin wearing the Syl costume during our panel. Let's see if they invite us back.
Yeah. Well, do we want to mention at this point the next bet we have? Kind of leave this and the next whatever of the podcast to talking spoilers for book 5. No, sorry, not. But we didn't read book 5 for spoilers for Stormlight up to book 4 because it has to do with.
Well, you guys
story.
haven't read Rhythm of War yet, have
We
you?
have.
We're rereading
Okay.
it.
We are
we've read it.
rereading it right now.
Okay, got it.
So the rest of this podcast kind of just spoilers for Stormlight. Just want to emphasize that. And anybody who doesn't want Stormlight spoilers.
No further info for Dragonsteel
Oh, yeah.
Nexus yet?
Did you guys want any other info of exhibits you guys are
curious if
excited
you guys
about?
are
Or
planning on waking up at 4 a.m. on Wednesday.
For what?
This is my only other piece of Dragonsteel stuff. So I read this today. That
yes,
they're giving out the numbers 1 through 1,000
Oh yeah.
at
yes,
Wednesday at 10 a.m.
that is big.
And they said the city does not want anyone lining up before 4 a.m. for said 1 through 1,000 books. It's
Wind of
just
Truth.
1 through 1,000. Like 1,000 plus, they're giving away at Dragonsteel Thursday at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
with the launch event. But 1 through 1,000, if you want it, you have to be there Wednesday.
Are you guys doing it? You guys gonna line up?
Boys, we're popping out the audiobook. Click it. But we won't be there Wednesday at 4 a.m.
Why not?
because our flight is Wednesday.
We could change it. Why not?
Let's look at it.
I mean, I don't understand. We planned this whole thing, and for some reason, like, I can take off the whole week. Like, it's fine.
Okay.
Let's go there 2 days early.
Okay.
Or
That
we
gives us
leave
time to
the
hang
Saturday
out.
before.
If there's
Why
snow,
not? Let's
by then
make it
you
a
guys
trip.
Go skiing in Park City by then too. There you
Yeah,
go.
honestly, I don't know why we decided we have to leave Wednesday. No, let's leave on Saturday before.
What?
We'll show you what
The
there is to do
Saturday
around
before?
here.
Why
No
not?
worries.
Jesus.
Let's have fun.
Okay, I think our plans are changing, but yes,
That's
that
gonna be an early morning, but we'll see you
Yeah.
there. 4 a.m.
Yes. Oh no, we're gonna be there.
okay, 4 a.m. and imagine the person that gets the
I
number
know.
one copy.
Oh, we
That's
were
what I'm
talking
saying.
about this. So
We had this
Jaden
whole
doesn't
conversation.
believe
me.
me.
breaking some
How much
rules
more
of-
valuable do you think book number 1 is than book number 2?
Incredibly.
Well, I think
that's
I would say
ridiculous.
1 through 1,000. Like any numbered book there for me is priceless. As far as I would just never.
You're
Oh,
giving the
see?
same answer as
I'm on
Jaden on
Austin's
that.
team.
Yeah,
It's
I would say.
it's the same. It's happened at the same time. It's a numbered, limited edition. That's what matters.
But number 1 has to be worth more than number 2.
But it's more. It's
And
novelty at
definitely
that
yeah.
point.
I'm saying this.
Yeah. No, but-
here's my qualifier is I think so anything I was given would be if somebody had a number 1 through 1,000, or if anyone that I get is priceless to me because you can't value to me, you can't buy it off me. I'm keeping it. Like that's what I mean is that priceless.
The number 1 book
Yeah.
is a priceless book,
But
and
how-
all it costs you was priceless hours of your time.
Yes.
I call that a bargain.
I'm trying to pull the Dalinar here.
Yes, I'm feeding with you. I'm with you.
But it's got to be actually worth more, though. Jaden, you're thinking they're all worth the same?
So my issue is, and I can understand there be an argument for book number 1, but I do think, and here's my thing. I don't think that those numbers they don't really correlate to like this was, printed that much earlier than any others. They're all printed at the same time. They're all given out at the same time. It's more just these 1,000 were given out first. But I will say having book number 1 or book number 8 is going to feel more valuable than having book number 845.
Therefore, people will pay more for it. If perceived value turns into actual value.
That's fair. I totally agree. I'm just saying, like, it's.
Hey, listen to the finance guy, the tech guy. Get out of your lane.
Right.
Tech guy's going with his feelings about like, oh yeah, well to me it's valuable. To me, it's my personal feelings it's all the same.
But it's like if you're gonna go for the 1 through 1,000 and you're getting up on Wednesday morning, you gotta go all in. You can't just be like, oh, I'll get there at 7. You got to go all in because
we're not gonna line up at 4, but we're gonna be like not lined up, but looking at where the line's supposed to be at like 3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock, you're like, oh, this is where I run every morning.
I'm doing laps. It's fine. And then beeline.
You're like, I'm not loitering. I'm just enjoying the crisp morning air in Salt Lake City.
You're going to see Richie hunched over, chewing on a Toblerone.
Everyone's milling around for no reason.
Just randomly scattered around 4 o'clock. Boom!
It's that number 1 book. I think everyone else, if you don't get number 1, you might as well get like, if you don't get 1 through 10, you might as well get anywhere in the top 100. Because I don't think 12 is more valuable than like 38.
Generally.
Come on. You got to give me that one.
I know. Well, I think, 12 is a good one.
It gets exponentially less valuable.
Yeah, I think the for top 10 is big. Number 1's huge.
You can't request a specific number. I read that as well.
Well, you just line up in that order.
Oh, no, but you're not going to be like, am I 885?
Now here's the real question. Which one is more valuable? Book number 1 or book number 69?
I knew that was coming. 100% knew that was coming.
I'm going for book number 420.
420.
I knew it.
Book 420 is going to be huge. I think that's more valuable than book number 1.
Book 16. Dropping that lore.
You just read this one, it sounds like.
Or book 5. Book 5.
True.
Another one. It just shows. I think this
let 3 people in front of you.
Yeah, I think this is an example of just why, for a short period of time, what's it called? Not crypto. What's the online stuff
NFTs?
You could get? NFTs. I think it shows why people perceive some NFTs with value, so they went up for some time. What's that?
I said the software guy.
Yeah, software guy is NFT stuff. And just why art in the real world is, hey, you take the Mona Lisa, get an exact replica of the Mona Lisa. It's the same thing, but it's not the original. Just shows the fact that it has a number of originality to it. So we put this subjective value, like, that's worth more because we all agree it's
as
first.
Hoyt says,
novelty.
It's the novelty that's valuable.
Yep.
Yes.
I think about that all the time.
Bringing it all the way back. I love it.
Love the Hoyd lessons.
We'll see you there on Wednesday morning.
Definitely. Okay, we're definitely into spoiler territory for Stormlight. Anything else you guys wanted to mention about?
I'm ready to spoil.
Awesome.
Oh wait.
What do you got?
Oh
yeah, you just finished Mistborn, so this kind of gets into spoilery territory. So let's go into spoilery territory.
Okay.
We're talking about our panel still a little bit too about reading order. And you guys have not read Mistborn Secret History yet.
No.
I was told that basically I can read it after Bands of Mourning, I think.
I was told to read it after Mistborn Book 3, which I just finished.
Oh, did you hear that from someone else, or was that just from
I heard that from our patrons. They were all telling me, we had a book club on it, and all of them told me to do it next.
So our panel is going to be on debating their reading order, and there are some people in there who mentioned that this will probably be the most controversial book on where it should be read in reading order. I agree with them, but I agree more with Austin of where it should go. So it does have slight spoilers for Mistborn Era 2, but it really connects the Cosmere on a whole nother level so quickly, like more than any other book, that makes all the rest of the book so exciting. So I read the original Mistborn books, then I read Way of Kings, Words of Radiance, and Oathbringer, then read Mistborn Secret History. Then all of a sudden, everything came together. And so if you guys have the option to read that next, I would highly recommend reading that before the rest. Like, it is just so exciting.
We are want to commit to reading it before we get to Stormlight 5?
Yeah, I have to do that.
Okay. Have to.
Oh, yeah.
That is a must.
I told him, I was telling him that I should. Yeah, I've been hearing this. I'll go with that recommendation. So that will be important.
I guess since you guys have read everything else, you could read it after the rest of the Mistborn books, but it's not a big spoiler. Like there are some little spoilers, but it's not going to spoil hardly anything for like the Mistborn era 2.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, this will be an interesting part of the panel.
It is.
They got to tune into your panel to see more.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's right. So,
I'm so curious about this bet. I have to know.
So the bets. So this is spoilers for up to Rhythm of War for anybody listening, watching here. So all Stormlight, we're just going to talk about Stormlight thing because this is an input. This has to do with Stormlight Book 5. We have
Rhythm of War spoilers.
Rhythm of War spoilers. Rich and I have not read the prologue, the chapter 1, anything of the released Book 5 chapters. We don't know what it says. We are waiting until the book's in our hands to read it all. So Rich and I have a differing opinion on the fate of Kaladin.
Ooh.
So I would love to hear where you guys stand on this, but the short version, then we can get to the bet portion. The short version is I think Kaladin will live. I think he'll survive, and I don't think... Now, there's a caveat of will he survive like as a godly form or something. That's also something to discuss. But then Rich thinks Kaladin's a dead boy. And so...
I'm not as confident about it. Like, there's other characters... No, that's what makes it a bet. It could go...
Could go either way, yeah.
Like... It wouldn't be fair for us to do a bet on Adolin because Adolin's dead.
Oh.
That's 100%.
Yeah, he's so gone.
He is so dead.
Yeah, so that Shallan could go world hop. Adolin needs to be dead. Yeah.
Adolin is gone.
No way.
Dalinar also probably gonna die in some form, like probably become Honor or like there's gonna be
characters,
something.
right? I mean, whatever.
But Kaladin, I think, will die. Because I think it will hit the hardest. It'll be pulling the emotional heartstrings. No. It's going to hurt so much. And I think that's what Sanderson
You don't give a depression arc and kill the depressed guy. You don't do that. Okay. Whatever Sanderson does,
but that's the beautiful thing. He's going
to
get over depression. He's going to succeed. He's going to
die.
And then get a little stabby stab.
It happened to Teft. It's going to happen to him.
Gosh. Well, he did mention, so Sanderson mentioned that he's not going to torment Kaladin near as much anymore with the depression after this previous book. He's like, don't worry, we're not going through that again.
He did take a lot of heat.
He did. That, well, he went through it twice. He went through super depressed in Oathbringer, and then he brought it back in like Rhythm of War. It was almost repetitive.
So. Yeah.
You're like, okay. He's like, I'm sorry, I'll lay off this time. Like, so I think we'll get a little less of that.
Do you guys have an opinion on one side or the other? What will happen to Kaladin?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your bet.
That's why he says he's laying off. He's laying off because he's just going to kill him.
Well, I need to hear your bet, but we'll talk about that after, I guess. But I think that he will live. Have you guys read The Sunlit Man?
Yes.
I have not, no.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. And there's that part kind of, it could mean either thing. It could mean like that he's still around.
It could go
that
either way.
To me, it leads that there's going to be a questionable event that makes you wonder if he survived or not. So I think it could be left hanging a little bit.
Don't spoil me. Okay.
It's not a major spoiler or anything.
Okay.
And that won't spoil anything.
Yeah, I think he's going to live as well because I don't know. That would be too hard for me. He's the best.
We all hope you're wrong, Rich, but
I do too. I want to. Here's my best case scenario. What I would love it is, Kaladin going off to the sunset finally gets to retire from fighting.
Yeah.
Retire from the whole raiding thing. I imagine a good ending for him is Syl becoming the new Honor, like elevating to her father's position, thus breaking the bond between her and Kaladin, like her becoming a new type of Spren. Breaks the bond in some fashion, but without hurting either one. And so that's a way for them to part ways. They're still there's a connection, they're friendly, but not, Kaladin no longer has to be the Radiant anymore. And he gets to go off into the sunset. That's, I think, the happy, good ending. I still think he's going to die.
Wow.
So the bet portion of this is we don't know what we don't know what the stakes are. We're trying to find good stakes for this bet. And I only have one idea that comes to mind, but I wanted to hear for you both. If you had suggestions for what should Rich and I do to make this an interesting bet.
You guys should do something with a 24-hour stream where one of you guys has to stay up all night long doing something difficult.
Jeez.
I don't know what that is yet.
They do have intense bets. I
That
can see
would
that
be
being
the
realistic.
greatest punishment for me. I can barely handle like an hour's length of social interaction. 24 hours would be painful.
Yeah. It'd be like 24 hours of you reading nonstop, like something in the Stormlight archive,
That would be
and you have to be
hilarious.
on camera the whole time.
Like a read with me, and it's just him, like, I don't know, smoking a pipe probably, in a reading nook in a chair with the vibey music, just 12 hours, just reading.
Yep.
You know what's
going from book
actually
after book.
funny?
And you can't stop.
I just recently set it up in my living room. I got one of those the Ozbot webcams
Oh, yeah.
that allows for AI motion tracking, and so it can actually follow me around my living room. So I hooked it up for like streaming purposes and being able to like chat with our Patreon members for movie watch parties and things like that.
Love it.
So I could just stream in my living room and walk around. And
There
You
you
gotta
go.
do
There
it.
you
You
go.
gotta do it.
It looks like you guys. What was your idea, Austin? You look like you're about to say something.
No, I'm just thinking like, do I want? That's a tough bet. That's a good. That's some good stakes. I would rather dress up as Syl at the panel than that. That's raw. Okay.
It could be good for the subscribers. They'd love it. They'd
A
love it.
subathon.
Now,
Something like
how hard that would
Dang.
be depressing is we do the stream for like 3 hours. 3 hours we got people in the stream. And then like hour 6, it goes down to like zero people watching. Now that's rough.
You'll have.
They come back from work though,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hour 8, you'll be like, "Oh my goodness, this guy's still streaming."
He's still going. No, people will be jumping in and out all day. I've seen other YouTubers do this before. I follow some disc golf channels, and they always do 24-hour punishments of like, you have to putt for 24 hours straight or something.
That's
ridiculous.
insanity.
Yeah, their arm is like dead, but
But see, also that would be, I think, an easier bet for you because I'd have to come here, drive here, don't have to stop.
Oh, you would
drive
have
back.
to drive over here and spend.
It's 24 hours. You can do a few of those hours.
Yeah. Or
yeah,
you,
but then I wouldn't have like. Here's the thing: I would have to prep meals, get them to come over here because I have to eat like 10 meals in that time span.
it doesn't even have to be a book. You could have it like a video game stream, like so you playing like I don't know Minecraft or whatever you want to play.
Oh, okay,
for
you convinced me.
24 hours straight.
Just on stream doing something.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Dang. So
A
what do you
day in
think
the
about that
life
bet?
of a Rambler, but an
That-
entire day.
It's
That's
a good one because
good
I don't
stakes.
want to do that.
I definitely don't either.
I would hate it.
Yeah, how
I
sure
would
are you on your bet?
Jaden, let's hear from you. Do you have an idea?
I'm
Please?
really liking this idea.
Damn it! Oh,
Okay, what's your idea? You said you had one.
mine seems so lame now. But the reason I was thinking this is because it's already there. I kind of already have the concept for it. So when we do our Stormlight 5 review, we always do the spoiler-free, spoiler-full section, kind of playing off what we're doing there. So we have spoiler-free section, we give spoiler warning, we have a cut scene. We come back to either you and Shalon or me and Syl for the rest of the review. That was my idea, to kind of have in like the embarrassment for the rest of the review.
For those that weren't at the panel, they still get that experience.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was my thought.
Gotcha.
Just because it would be for an hour, it wouldn't be 24 hours.
But it could be.
But my thought would be like for the rest of the thing, it's like so
we could wait. We would have to do the stream like 3 months after.
well, no, we give spoiler warning is the whole thing because we have a spoiler-free section for 15 minutes. We
no,
go,
if we did the stream, 24-hour stream,
Oh,
it would have
yeah,
to be
that's
much
right.
later.
right,
So because if we announce the stream, that's like,
right.
well,
you know who dies if you see like you or me there.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, we need to
Ooh.
wait. Yeah, we need to wait to prevent that
It
from
would-
happening.
But it's fine if we did it something like March. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you wouldn't have to put that in your title, say like Kaladin dies, I have to do this.
But they already told them right here.
You're like-
So now they know.
yeah, but like most of these people, I know, you're right. You're right.
Hypothetically,
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we just don't have to spoil it in the thumbnail or title.
Okay. Jaden, give us something as well. We need one idea, one tidbit, because the 24 hour, Marty, that's too good of an idea.
I know.
That's an actual punishment.
While he's thinking about it, I do have to say, like, whoever is picking, so is it Richard, you think he's going to die? Austin, you think he's going to live?
Yeah.
Yep.
I will say it's probably harder to be on the bet that he'll die because people, I think, are more likely to live than die in general. Like if you're going to take any stance, because you've got 5 more books to go in this, like what are the chances that
Austin just finished Mistborn 3. So
there's a lot don't make it.
A lot of people don't.
You're right. I know. That's what I was going to say.
A lot of people.
There will be people who die in this book, and I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for that. People that we love will die.
Okay, I've got it. And I say this because I want it to be the stream. So you're not going to want to do this one. So whoever loses, I almost feel bad saying whoever loses has to sell their copy.
So that's bad. That's bad.
No.
That's
No.
No.
Too high risk. I don't like YouTube that much.
I just explain how priceless it was.
Oh God, that would be terrible.
But the victory if you lose.
Oh God, no. So my idea was like I would build a wooden bridge that whoever has to lose has to run a mile carrying a bridge for a bridge.
We thought about doing. I told Jaden we should do a YouTube video doing this. I'm like, we should do a bridge run. We should do a bridge run.
That's also a good idea.
Yeah.
What if we? Okay.
Oh, are you guys going in costume to Dragonsteel?
No, I'm not good at the cosplay. If I went in costume, they'd be like, "Who are you?" Like, what's the matter with you?
Cosplay's hard.
Yeah. So, man, okay, Jaden, no way. No way.
So.
We can't,
or we can tone it down slightly. It
please.
just has to be something you got signed at Dragonsteel. It doesn't have to be your actual rhythm or your Wind and Truth book, but it has to be something you bought at Dragonsteel.
That's still worse. Like the worst.
It could be a plush. It just has to be something you got at Dragonsteel. Because then it also benefits the channel because you'd probably, to your patrons first, you'd be like, hey, this was purchased by you at Dragonsteel at the event. Yes, it's just a plushy chull, but it was there, You can work with it.
I don't want to do that.
You guys drive tough bargains here. These are
that's
I
rough.
think
that's voting for a 24-hour stream, so I had to think of something.
Yeah.
You topped it because that's worse than the 24-hour streams. He's like nothing now. That's
I don't know if we'll come to the decision yet because anything we announce before the book comes out, like our video comes out,
now it's a spoiler,
possible spoiler things.
Yeah.
But leaning toward a 24-hour stream.
Yeah,
right now,
let's just say whether or not someone dies or doesn't die, there might be for fun 24-hour streams anyways. So, there you go. Now let's leave that out there. Now people won't know.
I like the way you think. Yes.
Well, that's the thing. Whether it. Yeah, it spoils it whether or not if they know who's on the stream. Actually, if they don't know who's on the 24-hour stream, they have no idea.
Yeah,
there's no spoilers if we don't put the person
just scheduled. You just don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah, that's not spoilers.
Just prevent the urge to click on it and see who's there.
Yeah.
These are great suggestions, though. They're great because I don't want to do either of them. That's rough. That's rough.
I'm excited to see.
Well, hey, people in the comments, let us know if you have any ideas of, like, hey, what's a bet we should do for if Kaladin dies or
we have
not.
a month to decide.
Yep.
So this should be exciting. Do you guys have any bet you want to do with each other?
Oh man, I don't know. I didn't even think about it.
We might have to think of one.
Now we have to.
That's
think
a good
something.
idea. You'll catch our next couple videos, and we'll think of something.
We'll think of something. Yeah, honestly,
awesome.
I don't know if we can do a 24-hour stream or not. I got kids.
My kids probably could. Jeez,
I know.
We'll sleep at all.
We'll see.
I'm sorry, honey. I can't take care of the kids right now. I got a 24-hour. It's a
I'm
bet.
streaming where I sit in a quiet room and read. Actually, I love this idea.
YouTube needs me.
I have 3 subscribers watching right now.
Take care.
And it's Austin, Rishi, and Marty.
I'm not going to say that. 3 very important people.
Guys, I think that about covers Dragonsteel stuff. This was absolute pleasure having you on for this. I hope that people could both go check out your channel, Next Chapter, with Jaden and Marty. Also, the panels that you're going to be on. And if you want to emphasize again where you'll be, just once more, we'll have those in link description below, and we'll let you sign off. And just big thank you for coming on and chatting.
Yeah,
absolutely. Check them out in the description. We'll be there Friday. We'll be there Saturday. And the panels, all the information, look in the description for that so you can schedule out your day. But honestly, thank you guys so much for having us on. It's been an absolute blast.
Yeah, check it out. Cosmere 101 and the biggest FAQ, or the Debating the Cosmere books reading order. So check them out.
We'll see you there.
Awesome. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See ya.